Hello and welcome to New York 1905, where we will be diving into another NES classic, Little Nemo Dream Master. Here we see a dirigible floating across the sky, blocking the moon for a bit and waking up our protagonist, Little Nemo. Nemo is introduced to a messenger with an absolutely delightful little hat, who says, "Hi, Nemo, I've come to invite you to Slumberland." Nemo, who's never heard of stranger danger, just says, "What? The princess has chosen you to be her playmate." It's unique phrasing. Wow, really? But if she's a princess, then she must be a girl. Right? And I never played with girls before. Apparently Nemo's not really sure if he knows how to do it. She's not just a girl, she's a princess, which I'm pretty sure we've already established. And then Nemo again deduces, I bet she's still a girl, which admittedly is not wrong. Well, anyway, she asked me to give you this present. A present? Really? What is it? Candy. Oh, I like candy. Anybody smart enough to give me candy can't be all bad. Even if she is a girl. Well, I guess I can go with you, as long as I don't have to kiss her. And from there, Nemo taught children everywhere that if someone gives you candy, you should immediately jump into their van or giant hot air balloon. With that done, we are ready to begin. So yes, this is Little Nemo Dream Master. There is a code that you can put in to choose whichever level you want, which we are not going to do. We are going to start from the beginning. So, we don't have levels, we have dreams. So Dream 1, the Mushroom Forest. Now, throughout the game, we're going to be introduced to characters from the movie, which the game is based on. Hey, little boy, what are you doing here? This place is too dangerous for little boys. But if you've got your mind set on staying here, I should tell you a secret. Many of the creatures here will give you a ride if you feed them. You can ride for as long as you like. Also, many doors are locked. You will need to collect a different key for each lock in order to get through. By the way, my name is Flip. Now, I say based on the movie, it's loosely based on the movie. Flip is a character who's not a bad guy, he's a very mischievous character, who does kind of convince/influence Nemo to make some choices that ultimately lead to the central conflict of the movie. That right there is one of the keys that Flip was talking about. We don't have a situation like with Legends of Zelda, where there's keys and locked doors throughout the level. It's just that there's a certain number of keys that we need to collect, and then a bunch of locks right at the end of the level in order to move on. Here we have a full health refill, so that med pack will refill all of our life. And then there's little medicine bottles that will refill one. We obviously right now are playing as a frog after having fed it some candy like Flip talked about. The frog has probably two primary abilities. It's big jump, although it does walk very slowly, and then it can jump on enemies to attack them, which none of the other animals, including Nemo, can do. This guy here is a gopher. Unfortunately, the only time we play is the gopher, but that's okay. We'll collect that key there, and then head over here. The only thing the gopher really does is dig, which is nice and helpful to us. I'm going to grab that key. It's notable that the gopher can't jump, so you wouldn't be able to get past this ledge. However, we're going to go this way to a little extra area where we're going to get an extra life. Now, I don't know if you can see it. My face might be blocking it. I don't remember, but the little life counter at the bottom left there, when we transform, it takes the form of whatever animal we are, which I think is a really nice addition. Here we have a little lizard salamander guy that in reality we don't actually need to get. because I'm going to go a different direction with it. But it's still fun, and we're going to be using a good bit later. Now, you could try to jump over the gopher there and climb up, but like I said, I'm going to go this way and go down instead. You actually could just dig your way all the way across. There's really no reason to, but it's kind of cool that you can do it. Anyway, we're going to pop out here, waste that health, and then take over this frog. Now, as the frog, you're going to want to get close to the edge to cause that bee to spawn. Otherwise, it will spawn just as you jump and knock you to your doom, which is quite rude, I think. And then we'll jump up here. Now there's one more key to get. We could do it either as the lizard, salamander, whatever, right there, or we could just do it as the frog, which we might as well just stay. The salamander can climb the wall, whereas the frog can just jump up and grab key number 6, which is the last one we need to finish this dream. We'll jump over here. We can even finish as the frog. Put all the keys in the locks and proceed forward. Wake up, Nemo. How many times do I have to call you? This is Nemo's mom. You'll find that she's a little inconsistent throughout these little cutscenes. We'll talk more about it later. Anyway, we're going to move on to Dream 2, which is the flower garden. These guys here, we'll talk about in a second. Hi, Nemo. This is the magic flower garden. You know my friend Oompy wants to meet you. He lives under the water. Let's go under the water then, which is right away. So that guy there, the one we're about to meet, and then 3 others we'll see throughout the game are goblins who appear in the movie. It seems like goblins in that world are usually evil, but these ones are nice and just want to be like acrobats in a circus or something. They're all named like Oompy and Poompy and something like that. Hi, Nemo. You're going to need the lizard's help to get through this next area. Look in the trees for him. Which is very true. We do need to do that. And that is a reasonably helpful hint because you may not realize you need to climb up the trees, so it's pretty good to know. Here we have the gorilla, which unfortunately, I think this is the only time we play as the gorilla, which is too bad because the gorilla is pretty cool. It's big and punches things and climbs walls and has a ton of health. Now, the fact that it's so big can sometimes make it a little bit more difficult to dodge some enemies, but... Oh. That was unfortunate. I thought we were in position to hit it, but I guess not. Anyway, climb up here. We can punch these guys out. You want to be careful not to hit their string, because otherwise they'll fall off and they'll start moving a lot more and a lot harder to dodge. Now here, as soon as you get up past this branch, you want to jump off to... that was rude. Avoid these little demon puff balls, which are possibly the most frustrating enemy in the game because they waste a lot of your time. You see them a ton, and they track you to a ridiculous degree. I think, at least. Oh, come on. I always forget how big the gorilla is, despite the fact that I literally just said it. All right, so what we want to do is get up here, and as soon as we're able to, we want to jump off and switch off of the gorilla so we can dodge. Then we can get the salamander. And probably can't reach it. Oh, hey, we got lucky. All right, I'll take that. And grab that key and come down here. We'll refill our health with this little magic bottle here. And then drop down. So one of the biggest things that a salamander can do is fit through little tight spaces like that, which we did. And then we're going to meet a new animal companion, which is the bee. The bee might actually be the most helpful, just because of the versatility of movement. So it has 2 primary abilities. The main one, of course, is to fly, although it can only do it for a limited distance, so you always want to be ready to land. The other one that actually don't use all that often, but is handy at times, is this stinger that the bee can shoot out. Now, we're going to land on these flowers so that we don't run out of time, and then fly up and grab this key, being careful of these spikes. The bee cannot fly, and we want to, cannot swim, and we want to go in the water, so we're going to get out of the bee and swim down. It's going to be an evil tree trunk we have to avoid. There we go. And then we're going to continue on, avoid this bat. Grab an extra life and a key. some falling rocks, Mega Man style, and then basically be teleported back up to right where we were before. There is a health right here that you can grab as the bee if you need it. We do not. Now down here, there's some pretty annoying little tadpole guys. You can try and throw candy at them to stun them. It doesn't always work exceptionally well. If you do take any damage, there's health here, but I wouldn't grab it yet. I would swim up, and then usually if you swim back down, they'll be gone and you can grab it more safely. Anyway, here, we're going to avoid the falling eggs and get this salamander, which we have to be careful because he scurries back and forth here. So we want to have him be somewhere where we can actually acquire his services. There we go. I'm gonna avoid that little weird spidery dude. Get this key. Oops. Just walk off. There we go. Grab this key. And then you want to make sure you do a big jump right at the edge here because there's a... Oh, I messed up. There's one of those snake worm guys, which, I mean, it's fine. It's the end of the level, but still, if you only have one hit point left, that's a really annoying place to die. Either way, we have all our keys, we have reached the end, and we have completed dream number 2. Now, if you remember, Nemo's mom wanted him to go to sleep before. Now, Nemo, why are you out of bed? Get back to your room this instant. Now, to be fair, in the movies that lines up fairly well. At first, she's trying to wake him up, and then later on, he gets out of bed and is like taking a pie he's not supposed to or something, so she's telling him to go back to bed. So that kind of lines up. That doesn't hold super true for the rest of the game, but that's okay. Now, you might notice that something a little odd here, where we have these 3 keys that we get right away. This is Dream 3, the House of Toys, and it is a very interesting level, because it's probably one of only 2 levels that really well tie into the movie. This is basically a scene stolen directly from the movie, other than the fact that, there's enemies and it's still a video game. So we're going to ride this train, and we have a number of hazards we have to avoid. Obviously, we have these planes here that are dive bombing us. Then we're going to have actual bombers dropping bombs, which is rude, I think. Here. Give me it. Oh, I thought we could get it, but no such luck. That's okay. Always sad to miss an extra life, though. Now, probably the bigger threat that you want to watch out for is that at any point in time, if you get stuck behind something and the train moves on, then you're dead. That extra life right there, I have never found a way to get it. The only thing I can think is that you're supposed to, take an intentional hit and get bounced up. I don't know. Here, we have an interesting enemy type. In the movie, Nemo has a pet/best friend, Icarus, the flying squirrel. And I have always kind of assumed that enemy is a reference to Icarus, even though it's a bad guy instead of our best friend, but that's okay. Now here there's some keys that we don't actually need to get. Oh, that's not good. But, oh, come on. All right, we'll accept that just because we missed the extra life earlier, and we intentionally wanted to let ourselves get hit there so we could get the extra life. That's all. Let's jump back on board the train. See if we can do a little bit better of a job. Anywho, planes are back. They are fairly random, unfortunately, when they drop bombs and when they crash at you, so it can be hard to predict and know exactly... Wow, I don't know why I keep messing that up. I mean, you could just be willing to accept the damage and make sure you get it, I guess, which maybe I should have done, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll be fine. Carrying on. You actually shouldn't have to move if you just stand right here, but I usually prefer to just keep dodging, so I'm staying on my toes. We have our flying squirrels back. You want to move forward there so that the squirrel flies at you early enough that you can jump over it and still slide under those spikes. And then we're back to where we, as I said, intentionally let ourselves die just to be able to see things again, obviously. Double plane, and then should just be a single. And another key here that, again, we don't actually need to get. Now we have a nice little scary spike section. You want to be ducking to avoid these, and then sprint under those sections that get really low. And pretty soon, these are going to stop bouncing like this, at which point you need to be ready to dodge a plane that's flying right at you, but then sprint way back up to the front, because they start, well, I was going to say they start going down, but really the train starts going up. And so you can get trapped by those spikes there. Now, hopefully, we can avoid these bombers as we're getting close to the end of the level. Got some trees dancing in the background. I guess it's a windy night. Whoop. And then we get some more keys just in case. There's actually a 9th one back there. You might as well collect it. Not that it matters. You don't take them forward with you to the next level. But with that, the House of Toys is now complete. Though it did steal a life from us. Just devastating. Nemo, what are you doing? Go back to bed. He seems to be in bed, I'm just saying. Anyway, the Night Sea. This generally isn't too bad of a level. It's maybe the shortest one outside of the first one, but there's still some tricky things, so hopefully this goes well. Let's meet another goblin. Hey, Nemo, if you share your candy with the hermit crabs, they'll take you where you want to go. Not really sure why we needed to hear that, because it's really just information we already had, but that's okay. Snag a key there, and then we will actually meet our first hermit crab, which is kind of a fun guy to ride in. He has 2 little things he can do. One is this little grab attack, but also if we jump, then they'll be able to dig into the sand, so we can get a little health there, and then jump over here. Oops, we need that key. All right, now we're going to dig down here. You actually can go up into that ship there, but a lot of times the little tadpoles will follow you in there, so I avoid it because it's a good, cheap, easy way to get hurt. But if we dive down below the sand, we will have another little secret area. I'm going to try and see if we can punch the little tree. Oh, cool, that was fun. Get this one up, and then go back. I don't even know if I still want to be the hermit crab, but let's do it anyway. No, I don't think so. We want to be Nemo again. And then, hopefully... Yeah, that's fine. We can just dodge that little dude here. We're going to come back to that fish. But first, we're going to come here, jump up, and take a ride on this frog. So that we can go... Oh, come on. I didn't think he would jump high enough. That was very foolish. All right. I actually didn't think I'd be able to jump over the tadpole there. I thought that was guaranteed damage, but nice. Anyway, round 2. Froggy, come back. All right. Let's... There we go. So... we're just going to get this key. You could go that way and circle around in a different direction, but easier is probably just to go back from here. Get by this little weird urchin thing, and then let's try to capture this fish. You don't really need the fish per se, but it does make things easier. The fish is just easier to swim in. Other than that, it doesn't really do anything. And we're going to be going up here to what looks like a dead end, but in reality is another little area. And one thing about when Nemo is swimming, he constantly is pulling up, and you have to press down in order to keep him going down, whereas the fish just goes where you tell him to. So it's a little bit easier to control just as the fish. Maybe you can escape through there. And again, go through here, watching out for some of those little mollusks that shoot upwards. We will climb up, and back there is where we were the frog. However, what we're going to do now, I believe, is... yeah, we don't need health, so we can ignore that. But we're going to come down here and again be the hermit crab. Because... we need to... oops. Oh, we need to get this key here. And then pop back out. The hermit crab can't actually climb enough to get out of here, so we will stop being the crab. Go back up, let those guys fly away. Grab this health, let you fly away again. Unfortunately, we can't come quite high enough, I don't think, to get up here. Oh, we can. Oh, that's nice. But we don't really want to do it. So let's go back down. Actually, maybe we do. Yeah, let's do that. It'll be fun. Let that evil fish fly over us, or not. All right, round 2. Now, we want to come down here as... Oh, there should be a crab there somewhere. Or is there? Maybe I'm forgetting. Hang on, maybe there's only 5 keys. Haha, I was wrong. Never mind, we're good. This works. I don't know what I was thinking. So, anyway, the Night Sea is now complete. Dream 4. Hear from Nemo's mom again. Look at him, he's sleeping peacefully. What's gotten into you? Why can't you stay in bed? He's doing everything right, still getting yelled at. It's terrible. Dream 5, Nemo's house. Pretty sweet level. We don't have to move to talk to this guy, he just immediately comes up to us. This is another one of the goblins. Nemo, I think we're in your house. All right. Now, it's a great level, I think. It can be frustrating in a number of ways, especially if you do die in this level. The others, okay. Really hate that the animals will come at you and can hurt you. Drives me crazy. Anyway, there really aren't any, like, I don't know, save points in this level. You pretty much just go back to the beginning if you die, which can get frustrating. I'm going to try and get the bats to stay high. Or not. There we go. Well, we'll get that key and continue on. Now, with that said, though, it's still a pretty cool level, and there's a lot of fun stuff that we'll see as we go forward. Anyway, we're going to climb up this broken stair here, and then there is some health there that we're going to leave for now. Jump down. You can go either left or right. I'm going to go right. I think it's easier, personally. Let's let you be annoying. I should have just kept walking and hopefully slid under it, which is fine. Now, the reason I like to go to the right is so you can just drop on top of this gorilla, and then this one, because we want to fall down this hole here. And you really don't need to be the frog anymore, so we can transform. Whoop. Drop through here. I'm going to save that health for right now, just in case. Avoid the little crushers, and we will now be the lizard again. Careful to stay right in the middle. Go this way to get this extra life, but also the key. Seems like the extra life should have been up there and the key right here, since the extra life is a bonus and the key is something you need, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, our time as the lizard will be short because we're going to do that and then be the bee again. We have a number of tasks that we have to complete as the bee. So hopefully we don't accidentally leave our bee form too early. Fly up. And then I'm going to try and sneak through here without getting hit by plates. There's going to be some bats flying down that are difficult to avoid, I find, because they just kind of come out of nowhere. But we should be good after this one. Good. And then I think we can climb up there, but we'll just land and then come up. So we're going to come back up through the hole we came down earlier. We don't need this health, so we can save it just in case. There's a key to get here, and then 2 others we need to get, plus somewhere else that we have to go as the bee. So we're going to start by doing this. Fly through here. This is a little tricky because of the way the bee moves, but not too terrible. Plus, we do have that health refill that we left down there. So, oh, and this one here. I forgot about that, actually. But either way, it's nice to have that backup health there just in case you have trouble. Anyway, let's go back through here. And out again. So, you can either go on top here where we are, or you can drop down. It doesn't really matter. Let's go down just to see it, because we're going to see the top later. And you can just kind of pop across on these or fly lower. It doesn't matter. Either way, what you need to do is get all the way over to get that key, and then fly all the way up here so we can get what might be the last animal friend that we're going to be, I think. We don't need to be the bee anymore, so we can transform. And navigate these as normal. Come over here, and there is the mouse. The mouse is basically the same as the salamander, except it has a hammer. And I don't think it fits through the same kind of tight spaces. I don't even know if it ever has an opportunity to, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. But it also climbs up walls, like that. So, try not to get too close. Let this come down, and then, oops, well, that's fine. Ish. Hopefully this goes well. We'll see. Now, you have these turtles that are spitting, I guess they're turtle shells. They kind of look like eyeballs or like an olive or something. I don't know. But I'm assuming they're turtle shells. Anyway, I'm going to keep going through here. This one's a little bit difficult because it flies off right there. But not too bad. Just be cautious. And then, as we get over to here, the importance of the hammer is made more obvious because we need it to take out these walls. Now, if I had done that better and didn't take out the third one, the mouse could climb up there and get that key, which unfortunately I messed up, which is fine. So what we're gonna do is take out enough of this to open the path. I don't actually know if we need to take out the second one, but I prefer to. Good. And then we can drop down here. And we'll actually be done with the mouse. And we're going to go back to the bee. Because, actually what we could do, I can do it as the bee. Just because we haven't done this yet. We can go to the door, but with not enough keys. Ooh, did I miss a key somewhere? No, I didn't. Never mind. And you can see that you just, put them in, but you can't leave. So we'll get that key. And then we fly over here, and I prefer to stay back. As soon as this guy gets on screen, fire a couple of stingers at him, take him out, and get the last key. And with that, we may depart from Nemo's house. I think we'll do one more and then probably stop for today, and I'll talk about why in a second. Again, what does it take to get you to just sleep? So there are 8 dreams. So it might seem odd to do 6 and then just 2 in the last video, but the last dream is basically a 3-part level, plus there's a lot more cutscenes and stuff, so it actually does time-wise balance out a little better that way. So hopefully this goes well. The Cloud Ruins, Dream 6. Is this the last? I don't remember if this is the last goblin, if there's one more. I've heard there's a ruined city in the clouds. That's super interesting, sort of. All right, so let's continue on. Fairly interesting, kind of fun level, except, of course, for the demon puffballs, as always. You can ride on some clouds, jump on some roofs. Now, here we just want to be careful to jump at the right time, so we want to land on the lowest platform there. And then we want to get on the second one here. And finally on this one going up. Oh, get out of here, demon puffball. Jump across. You have to be careful. Sometimes the bee stands right at the edge where Nemo is right now, which is really frustrating. Anyway, you can go over, and there's like a frog and stuff over there. You don't need to for any reason, though. So we're just going to fly up here and start on a little ascending area, which is actually reasonably tough to deal with because there's a bunch of these little crows causing problems. Oh no. Oh, no. Yep. That is the big issue with them. Yeah, they can damage you, and you can run out of health, but if they ruin your landing, then the bee just won't have the energy. I was hoping that got down enough to be able to continue on there, but clearly did not. Stupid demon puffballs. That was weird. It actually kind of helped me. I don't think I would have had the distance to land safely. I've never had them be beneficial to me before. Anyway, let's try this round 2. So, You can try and, shoot your stingers at them to take them out. I've never found that to be super effective. There we go. That's fine. We'll just fly right over you. And then there's another one that we generally want to just fly over, and we're good. Okay. All right. Not a horrifically difficult segment, but definitely takes a little bit of work and a little getting used to. Now, there is a frog here that you can get, but you don't need to if you're still the bee. It's really there more so if you die. You'll need something to get up to here so that you can get a salamander. Get out of here, little puffball. Oops. And we need the salamander in order to get through a little narrow gap coming up. We have some more evil flying squirrels. Oh, that's annoying. That's doubly annoying. I don't like going through here as the squirrel, or as the salamander. Well, let's see how this goes. Oh, terrible. Why did I do that? You know what? It's fine. It gives me an excuse to show off the frog here. Oh, I forgot that health was there. That would have been beneficial. That's fine. Anyway, we will get back in our froggy form. Come across here. I don't know why there's 2 demon puffballs, but that's okay. Hopefully there's not going to continue to be 2 demon puffballs. That would be detrimental to our health. That's a little bit better. That's exactly what you want. Oh, I also forgot about that health too. Anyway, you want to drop straight down here, and here, and then jump across. This is why we have to be the salamander, so we can fit through here, although he will not fit through there. Jump up on here, and then you want to be careful to make sure there's no puffball on screen when you start this section. So just let this guy come down, and oh, that's exactly what I didn't want. I didn't think he would stay there. It's fine, we'll just have to be cautious to avoid him. Anyway, this part's easier than the one before. That was very lucky. You just have to be cautious as you're falling and know what you're trying to land on. Wait, leave that extra life for now until that cloud has appeared. And then we are just about at the end. Beautiful. So now you just got to make sure you don't mess up this little bit of platforming here. There might be one little snail or something. Yeah. Let that guy go. And then we actually get all of our keys all at once. So wasn't the cleanest level, but we got through okay. And what we will do, we'll finish this. We'll get introduced to the next level, and then I think stop for now. Why me? Do everyone else's kids give them this much trouble about sleeping? I don't know, they might. Anyway, with that, we are going to take a look at Dream 7 Topsy-Turvy, but actually we will stop for now. When we come back, we will finish this dream and learn a little bit more about really why we were brought here and what is going on in Slumberland. So hopefully you have enjoyed, and until next time, see ya.